Hello, Buddhas. This one here is a little weird and it almost feels like I'm channeling something, so I'm just going to go with it, and this is very much off the cuff. But there's something that's been kind of gnawing at the back of my mind for the last few days, and it's really starting to settle in, and I want to know your take on it. Now, obviously, this will be scheduled ahead of time, but you get to me. We are on the cutting edge. Now, Abraham Hicks has straight up said that. I'm not trying to take the idea from her or them, but what I am trying to articulate is that we are constantly looking for our higher selves. We are constantly looking at our past lives. We are constantly looking at our gurus and people to give us this influence. What if what we're doing right now is hard mode? What if everything that's ever happened in existence is leading up to this moment now? Because we have chosen to be here on Earth, okay? We have chosen to incarnate in these bodies. We have chosen to exist in this matter space of time and three-dimensional stuff that's constantly getting in our way and constantly bogging us down and constantly distracting or causing us negative emotions, because we ultimately really, really, really want to be here. And we have a kitty joining us, butt tail. We want to be here. Kitty wants to be here so that we can experience this epitome of creation. And this is so exciting to me because I'm just starting to wrap my head around it, and I have so many theories and concepts to go in it, but I really want to get your take on this, and that is why we're here. Essentially, we want to be, like, that is part of the teachings. We're on the cutting edge, right? Where it was easy when we were on our high-flying discs constantly, the high-flying disc is just the normalcy, we have purposely chosen to dumb ourselves down. And I'm going to use layman's terms like that just because I don't have better language to use at the moment, but I believe that that will be a developed state. Because let's think about it. If everything was easy all the time, we'd be bored. Right? You're bored doing the things that are easy, and you're looking for that next challenge. That's why you're into this whole spiritual, esoteric stuff. It's because you're bored and you're looking for the next kind of level. You're like, I already did the bullshit and the drama and all that. I'm out. Now, what this actually means, I have no idea. But that's where I'm going to let Spirit bring in more guidance to me and to show me the way, because that is ultimately all part of a oneness. We are here on purpose. And I believe that we have placed a lot of power in our societies on outward forces, right? The government will take care of that. The ministry of what and what will take care of that. Oh, my big company is going to provide me with a salary. Because we need those things to survive in the world that we have created. But ultimately, they're not the reason that you were born to be here, to serve a government and pay taxes, right? I'm in no way saying that the system doesn't currently exist and that we should just ignore it, because all good things need to be done in the right time and order. Rome was not built in a day, but it burned down overnight. So, we don't want to burn down the systems. We want to change and modify things so that they make more sense. Yes. Is that my mission in life? I don't personally believe so at the moment. My mission is actually to kind of be the tech support guy of spiritual awakenings. And that's what I'm going to start to try and provide with people, is an actual logical explanation for what the hell is going on. That is my calling. That is why I'm here. And I'm having a heck of a lot of fun discovering it. And I wholeheartedly believe that we are, in fact, here on purpose. And as Abraham said, I'm repeating myself, but we are on the cutting edge of creation. We are absolutely at the pinnacle of beingness. Now, if you're still with me, I have a theory on that. There's this quantum theory of existence, I guess, and I'm using quantum because it's a cool catchword. But let's say you have a light, and that's all that exists, okay? There's the light, and then there's the lack of light. It would infinitely both be on and off, because there would be areas of light and no areas of light in an infinite three-dimensional space, let's call it, just for the sake of comprehending it at our level of beingness, which is a new word that I'm using now. I don't know if it's a real word or not, but beingness is cool to me. So you get that light, and that light, all it wants to do is to spread the light, but it has to spread the light into something, and that is the darkness, right? Because you cannot have light without dark. And I believe that through, I'm going to use the word complex because I don't quite understand it yet, through complex goings-ons, that light and that darkness, the duality, the yin, the yang, the male, the female, I don't know which one's which ultimately, and it doesn't matter. The duality, the dualistic nature, is that there will always be equal and opposite forces. So the light went from being a single point, right, to being a line of which it was expressed or not expressed. And that could be represented in binary code, on, off, on, off, on, off. And then it went into across two-dimensional space. That is not an accident that it happens to also be across. And then from two-dimensional space, it goes into three-dimensional space, which is things like cats, because they're 3D and we can hug them and love them. If cat was 2D, you couldn't hug it. Think about that. You couldn't hug your animals if they were in 2D. You can only hug them in 3D. So we are blessed to be in 3D. And I think it goes on and on. I think that there's an infinite amount. But I think at a certain point in that infinity, there is a sweet spot. And I may just be chomping at the bit here, but 3D reality is pretty freaking fantastic. And I like to think of it as my sweet spot for the time being. I'm choosing to be here, so why the heck not? I'm also in every other location all at the same time. So we are on the cutting edge of creation at this level of dimensional reality, really. It's kind of how I'm seeing it now, and there's a heck of a lot more fun that we're going to get into on this. But I don't know all the answers yet, and that's the coolest thing about it. I have so much to learn, and I have so much to share. And that is my goal now, is to learn and share how this universe works, and along the way, master the law of attraction so that I can provide myself with the ability to seriously test all this and seriously get some hard research and some evidence and some understanding out there. So, if you think that's interesting in any way, this is a little different than my usual stuff, but maybe it's going to become more usual. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you have any other resources that you think that I could partake in. And as usual, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It really helps us out so we can get these messages off to as many humanoid peoples as possible. Until the next time, Kitty's going to have a peace, and we'll see you later.